Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? So you're getting a bonus video today. I'm kind of trying to figure out. I'm making things to go into my Etsy shop, but I'm trying to focus on making things that also help clear out my stash. I've got stuff in here that I haven't used in at least the last year, or stuff like brown paper that just seems to collect. I've got an entire box of brown paper from multiple sources. This happens to be a bag. I believe it's probably from Panera. Yes, this is a Panera bag that our dinner came home in the other night. So, again, Galagustinelli. This is tracking off of her channel. So, what I'm starting out with is making it like a faux leather. So this one's already done. This one's already dry. So this is the one we'll actually be working with. But I'm going to set it aside for now because I want to show you how simple it is to do. You take your distress ink. Now this does tend to dry your ink pads out on the surface. So I've already put some water on the surface. So hopefully it's plenty juicy to do this whole page, but probably not. I'll probably have to add water to it again. But you take your brown paper. I'm actually going to do this. I've got a bunch of white tissue paper too. I'm going to do this on the white paper as well. But you crumple it up as much as you want. Some may like it less crumbly. See, it's already drying out. Some may like it less crumbly, some may like it more crumbly. I'm kind of focused on getting it my hands still hurt all the time. So, I have arthritis in my hands. So, doing stuff like crumbling up balls of paper is really hard on my joints. So, I do it till my hands scream for me to stop. So the bigger the paper, the harder it is to get those scrunchies. If you have a smaller piece of paper, it's usually a lot easier to scrunch up, and by the nature of that, you get concentrated scrunchies. I'm sorry if my fan is too much for you guys. It's really... It's me! I'm having, major hot flashes, so my household air conditioning is not keeping up with the needs of my body. Now, I'm going to cover this with Mod Podge. This is matte finish. And it's funny, as I was figuring out where this was in my room, I was sitting there thinking, you know what, if I ever start a merch line, it's going to be stuff like, it's my first two things are going to say, I have it somewhere, and the other will be like, but I can't find it, because that seems to be the theme of my life in this craft room. I spent probably 20 minutes trying to figure out where I stuck this big bottle of Mod Podge. I'm like, I put it somewhere. I can't even remember what project I was working on when I had my daughter pick it up for me at the store. She went into town for something, and I said, hey, while you're there. And now I don't even remember what project that was. I mean, I've used a little more than half the bottle. So, whatever the project was that I was working on, apparently it was a big one, because I used a lot. Maybe it'll come back to me. I don't know. But this just kind of gives it a seal. I'm also going to test this out because I have not stamps. I have die sets that are tags. And that was my first thought, was to glue this to a sheet of manila folder and run it through my die cutting machine, but I'm concerned that the pressure will flatten the wrinkles out, but I'm not positive. So I'm gonna have to do a test run of that at some point. But for this one, I've got a box of little miniature tags. They're little tiny, like, pricing tags. There was a auto shop, an auto salvage, not an auto body, an auto salvage place down in Oregon, that was going out of business, and I happened to catch their listing on Marketplace. And I don't remember what it was that they were selling. But I reached out to them and I said, "Hey, this is what I do. Do you have any da 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 da?" And I gave them a whole list of like types of stuff that I would use, in a journal. Well, she sent me back a whole bunch of pictures. What about this? What about this? I ended up sending her money to ship me a really heavy box, of which are these little tags. I got alpha, I don't know what you call them. They're like tab dividers for, like, say for invoices or something, that are like heavy duty. And I'm gonna set that off to the side and let it dry. Where's my lid? I had it, but I don't know where it's at. No, it was underneath the paper that I just moved. Invoices, these tags, the alphabet tags, number stickers, stencils, like alphabet stencils, so much stuff. And I was like, oh my goodness. So basically she gave me a flat rate price and then whatever shipping was. And then she sent it all to me in one box. I'm going to move my coffee over there. Whew. Also going to turn my mouse off so that if I accidentally bump it again, I don't end my recording. And I'm just going to glue these onto the back of these. And then I'll figure out how many of I get done. Will then be, I'll figure out from there how many I'm going to sell in a set, how much I'm going to sell them for, so on and so forth. Whew, I wonder what did I last glue with, or glue on? Don't remember. And I am going to try to get them as straight as I can. And maybe I'm second guessing using glue stick for this. Because I can see it's already lifting. So I'm going to bring my Mod Podge back out. If you don't know, Mod Podge is basically watered down white glue. Essentially. You can make your own. So I'm just going to glue this. I'm going to use my Mod Podge as a glue. I'm hoping my fan doesn't dry things out too super quickly. I do have it blowing like directly on me because I'm warm. You want to definitely get those corners, get those edges. Oh yeah, see, it's like already dry in the Mod Podge. In my hand. Try it this way. Telling ya, my room's a mess. My room is a mess. Now these, they have a metal ring in there already. This side is blank. This side's got a little bit of writing on it, but this side's also got the flatter side of the ring. So I'm putting it that side down. In the scope of junk journaling, it would probably be preferred that it's the other way. You know, because we like random writing on stuff. But it is what it is. I'll bring this box over and show you how many I have in just a second. I've got a lot. I have a lot of these. A lot. I actually only have one fan blowing in here. Usually I have, if I have to turn the fan on, I'm usually got both fans blowing. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, I'm thinking sets of 10. Hard part too is not knowing how far down I'm sticking my paintbrush. So I feel like sometimes I get it way down into the glue, and other times I think I'm in the glue and I'm really not. So I pull it back up and I'm like, ah, where did my rag go? You know, I pull it back up and it's like, how is it still dry? Stick. So yeah, I'm thinking sets of 10. So I think I'm just gonna go with that. I'm gonna do 2 sets. And then we'll cut them out. Now, if anybody wants to stay with me while I cut them out, that's kind of a boring thing to watch. It's like watching somebody fussy cut. Some people enjoy that. I guess I shouldn't say that. Some people enjoy watching other people do that. I don't. I don't enjoy doing it myself either. Miss Eat, scrapbooking with me, she's got the right idea. She actually hired somebody to do her fussy cutting. It was one of her subscribers had commented that, you know, they really enjoy it, and I guess she worked out a deal with them, so I guess she sends them what she wants cut out. They spend their time cutting them out and then send it back to her. I'm like, there we go. I mean, that's a good business plan, you know. I've lost track of how many I've done. 16? I think it was row of 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah. So 16. I guess I'll do the whole second row. It doesn't make sense to only do 4, right? And then okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip this around. Now I may have to go in and do some of the back, the edges on these after the fact. But we'll play that by ear. I might even be able to get a row across there. Totally altered my playing field, didn't it? I also keep getting glue on the tag next to it, and I want to try not to do that. Then I end up with fingerprints and stuff. Just want to try to stay next to it. As I'm sitting here doing this, I'm racking my brain, trying to remember, what did I need Mod Podge for in the first place? It's funny, my daughter's like, I probably got some. I'm like, no, you have gesso. I've already looked. Because for those of you that don't know, when my daughter was going through her divorce, she moved all of her craft stuff here because she didn't have room where she was living at the time. And now she's living in a very small apartment with her boyfriend and a roommate, so there's no room for her to take her stuff home. So all of her craft stuff is still here. So every once in a while I'm like, I'm tired of looking at my supplies. Let me see what she's got. And I'll go and, grab something out of her stash that I don't have, just so that I have, something different to look at. I don't know about other crafters, but I know I get into my craft room and I'm like, ugh. Sometimes I just look at stuff and go, I don't want nothing is inspiring me in here. It's all the same stuff. But at the same time, it doesn't make sense to go out and buy more stuff because you have a craft room full of stuff you're already not using, right? Okay, I don't think I'm going to come across the top here. Lid. Oh, I dropped my rag in the lid that's got glue on it. Okay, we're going to close that up. Put it off to the side. And give some of this a good squish down. Okay. My glue eraser. Nope. But I got a ton of them. This is just a drop, just a baby little drop in the bucket. It's funny, this one's the one that was already dry, but because of the wetness of the Mod Podge gluing the tags on, it's a little goopy. My scissors are complaining just a smidge. Ah, stay straight. There's that one, and we're just gonna trim this. Because I can find something to use that. I can use it in collage, whatnots. This is the part that I don't like. Just doing all the monotonous trimming. I won't cut all of these out on camera. I wonder if I can get my hole puncher in there. I can. There we go. Cute little tags. Let's do this while I've got them all in, got it in my hand, huh? Come on. This also gives it a chance to dry a little bit underneath each tag. Yeah, I'm like, well, work smarter, not harder. Is that the saying I'm looking for? Yeah, instead of picking up and putting down the hole punch a million times, just go through and hole punch them all out, and then voila, I can put that away, right? So these do have an interesting feel to them. they almost feel like fine grit sandpaper, kind of. But not rough. If that makes any kind of sense to anybody. But if you're a texture person, these are awesome because there's definitely some texture to the paper. There's some glue sticking out. It's going to gum up my scissors pretty good. There's 8. And 10. I said I will cut the rest of those out off camera. But there's 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I may put strings in these before I list them. Not real sure. See, and there's spots where it's like, ugh, glue didn't quite get to the edge. So definitely have to go around and shore up all the corners. Any that are not secured. There's a bottom one on this one. So I have enough subscribers to get my initial monetization, but I am nowhere near my watch hours. So if anybody wants to help me with that, I'd greatly appreciate it. There's a bunch of different playlists on my channel. Just pick any one you want. Put it on a backup device, run it on your TV, whatever. Mute it if you don't want to listen to me. You don't even have to sit there. Just let it run. And clock me some hours. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Right now I'm funding all of this on my own. So it would be nice to be able to have that initial monetization and at least be able to do some sort of fan funding. So with that, I will talk to you in the next video. Hit the like button on your way out if you didn't do so on the way in. It helps my channel and bumps me into the algorithm, and I greatly, greatly appreciate the feedback. Leave any comments you have below, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. My last analytics showed 73% of my viewers are not subscribers. So if you haven't, please hit that subscribe button, and while you're there, the notification bell so you always know when my videos drop. And yeah, I will talk to you in the next video. Bye. Peace.